Hello, new residents of the United States. Today we are going to talk about the easiest way, in my humble opinion, to get your money to work for you. So with that being said, this is not a financial channel and I am not a financial advisor, so please do your own research and find out what works best for you. I am, however, an international teacher recruiter, so I've helped hundreds of people move to the US. I've seen what works and what does not work. If you're new to the US or you're interested in life in the US, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of resources here for you. So this video is for educational purposes only, and let's get started. All right, so one of the absolute easiest ways you can have your money earn money for you is through a high yield savings account. So what is a high yield savings account? A high yield savings account is an account you can get through a bank that pays a higher interest rate on your money than a traditional bank account. So right now, especially if you've been in the US for a month or two, you have a checking account and a savings account through whatever bank, maybe you have a credit union. It's kind of impossible to live your life here without that. If I look at my regular savings account, so I use Wells Fargo as my primary bank account. I have a checking account where I make zero interest. In that savings account, my interest rate that I get is 0.01%. So if you know about economics, here in the US in general, it's safe to assume that you lose about 2% of your money's value every year in inflation. So not only is that not a high interest rate, I'm not making high interest at all on that money in that savings account, I'm also not even keeping up with inflation. So again, what is a high yield savings account? Here's another definition for you. It's a type of bank account where you keep the money safely and earn more interest than you would with a regular savings account. So a few things to note. Your money is not invested in the stock market. This is great if you just want to have some money aside for emergencies. Maybe you have a short-term goal, a long-term goal, like maybe you are trying to buy a car, or maybe you're even saving for a down payment on a house. At least you can have this money sitting there so you can access it easily, but it's making interest on top of it just sitting there. So the bank will just pay you interest for keeping your money there. All right, so you might say, I have a checking account, I have a savings account. You know, what is the difference between a savings account that I already have and a high yield savings account? So number one is the interest. So if you go to Wells Fargo or Bank of America, wherever, and you walk in and you say, I want to open up a checking account, typically they will open up a savings account with you right away. And that's what I spoke about earlier, how my interest rate on my Wells Fargo savings account is very, very low, 0.01%. If you use a high yield savings account, you get a much higher interest than you would in a traditional savings account. So is it risky? No, your risk is very low, just as it is in a traditional savings account. And this is because there's a lot of safety involved, right? So hopefully you're using a bank that's FDIC insured. What is FDIC insured? This means that if something happens and the bank fails, the US government will protect your money for up to $250,000 per person per bank. So again, you know, I'm not in a position where I have that much in savings. Maybe you do, great. But you know, for most people that are watching this video, your money is protected and you also have easy access to your money, just like you would with a traditional savings account. All right, so here's where things might get a little different compared to your home country. So in the US, it is typically online banks that offer high yield savings accounts. So that's exactly what it sounds like. These are banks that do not have physical in-store branches. So right now you might be watching this video and you might have an account with Bank of America. That means you can find a brick and mortar bank and walk in there and say, hey, I would like to withdraw $100 from my account, whatever. They have people there. They have a real building. You might have Wells Fargo, you might have a credit union, you might have Truist. It all depends, right? An online bank does not have that. So that's why they're typically able to offer these high yield savings accounts. So they are able to afford paying you that interest because they don't have physical branches, so they have lower operating costs. And they share those savings with their customers through higher interest rates. This is very normal. Online banking is very, very normal in the US, and it's not a scam. You just have to make sure that the bank is FDIC insured. So what are some reasons you would want to use a high yield savings account? So of course, for me, it's the interest. But again, it's good to have an emergency fund. Typically, people will say you should have 3 to 6 months of your living expenses in an emergency fund. Maybe you're not there yet, and that's okay, but you can keep contributing to a high yield savings account every month or every 2 weeks, whatever, with a small amount. And over time, not only will that principal grow, but you also will get more money just through interest, and that will grow. You can save for a car, a deposit for a house, travel, and you can even just hold this money before you're investing and get some interest on it. So this is really important that you understand this is not meant for daily spending like a checking account. So you cannot substitute it. If you have a checking account, you need to keep that. You won't earn any interest on that money. Maybe you will. I think a few checking accounts have some interest. Mine does not. It's not meant for that. It is meant for saving. So all of this sounds really great. Are there any downsides? So for myself, and I can only speak on myself, I would say no. But if you are someone who needs to go to a physical bank branch, then yeah, this might not be for you. And there might be some banks that have physical branches that might offer high yield savings accounts as well, but typically it's mainly online banks. So you're not normally gonna have a physical bank like a branch that you can go to. When you transfer out money from your account, it might take 1 to 2 business days. This is definitely not ideal for frequent withdrawal. So depending on your account, you might get charged a fee if you withdraw your money too many times within a month. That's something you need to read. You always need to read the fine print before you, open up an account or even a credit card, anything. You always want to read the fine print. And your interest rates can change over time. So you might sign up and they might give you, 2% interest, but maybe in a few months that'll be down to 1.8% interest. You're still making a lot more than what you would be in a traditional savings account, but those interest rates can fluctuate. For me, those benefits definitely outweigh any drawbacks, but again, that's a decision you have to make for yourself. So how do you open an account? So typically you need a government issued ID. So this can be a driver's license. For me, it's a passport, but that's not gonna apply to you probably. So a state ID, driver's license, anything like that. A social security number or an ITIN number, a US address, and you'll need a checking account so that you can transfer your money from the account to this high yield savings account. And you can open this online, typically max it'll take you like 10 minutes. All right, so high yield savings accounts are safe and they're a very easy way to earn more interest on your money than a regular savings account with very low risk and government protection. I do have some links in the description of some high yield savings accounts that I like. And in the next video, I'm gonna describe what these are like so that if you are interested in that, you have another resource. So please comment if you have any questions or you want to give me some feedback. I'm open to hearing it all. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.